Good Wednesday evening, everyone. This is our very special Direct Line episode. As you know, Delegate Rachel Muñoz could not be on with us tonight, so we've got our version of Jewish speed dating Direct Line this week. So we've got a lot of fun people coming on today. On deck we have right now is Heath Barnes, and coming soon is we have on deck also BJ Hall and Terrace Todd. I'm going to bring Terrace Todd in, and this is Direct Line.
Yes, thank you, Dwight, for that introduction. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be some organized chaos, and we're just going to roll with it. So thank you to my very special co-hosts, Mark Unkefer, Liliana Norkitis, and Nicole Bennett for joining me tonight. I am Jackie Saxton, and we're just going to see what people jump on, have to say, have to plug. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Terrace, thank you for being our first guest tonight. How are you doing?
Doing well. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. So what do you have going on?
Wonderful. Well, it's a lot going on right now for us. As many of you know, or some of you may know on here, that I work with the Heritage Foundation. We are celebrating 50 years of conservative public policy throughout the entire country, and in some cases the world. And so this is the week that we celebrate our 50th anniversary. We've got a lot of things going on over at National Harbor, down in Mount Vernon, and so on. And so today we started off and kicked everything off with some actual leadership sessions today. We've invited and we've welcomed so many others from all across the country, from state level think tanks to school superintendents and to state level legislators and so on. And so they've gathered here in the DMV to be here with us to celebrate 50 years of supporting conservative public policy. So this Friday, we will end the week with a gala, which is kind of a black tie optional kind of a gala. And so we're really excited. So a lot of great things going on for the Heritage Foundation.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think from what I heard, Friday is going to be a blast. I saw Governor DeSantis's name. I saw Tucker Carlson's names. It sounds like you guys got some heavy hitters this weekend.
Yes, we do. Yeah. We're excited to have them and have others join us as well. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Terrace. And if you guys don't follow Heritage, definitely go and check them out.
Thank you very much. Heritage.org, by the way. So take care.
Thanks, Terrace. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nicole.
All right, Nicole, you want to bring in our next guest?
Hey.
Welcome, BJ.
It's BJ Hall from St. Mary's County. BJ's organization is called Reach Back and Lift One. You've got an important event coming up this weekend?
Yes, ma'am, we do. Yes, we're actually working with another foundation, and then you put me on the spot, and I would have a brain fart right here in front of you. But we're working. It's Project Cinderella, Prince Charming project, and I know you all see a lot of dresses going to a lot of the young ladies going to prom. We have a program where we're taking care of the girls going to a formal dance for middle.
Oh, he's back. Okay, good.
So usually you see a lot of those programs going for the girls, but we started last year working with the boys because a lot of boys were wearing school clothes and didn't have anything that they would consider fancy enough for their formal dance. So we built a partnership with Kohl's and another formal wear store down here in St. Mary's County and in Calvert County called Carrington Formal Wear, and we're going to get those boys in suits, tuxedos, or just dress pants and dress shirts if they desire.
That's fantastic. So when is this event?
The event is this Saturday. It's the Cinderella Prince Charming Ball. So we want you to be in your best prom digs. So if you can still fit your prom dress or the tuxedo you wore to prom, please come down and celebrate with us down here in St. Mary's County.
That was incredibly shady. So how How many people find their tickets? And for the record, I can still fit my dress.
Yeah, my prom was like 10 months ago. So I
right. So Lily just went to the prom. She can absolutely fit hers.
You getting your prom talks, Mark?
Not a chance.
And Mark didn't get his nails done either. So all of us got our nails done. Mark's got bare nails. He's not prepared for your gala, BJ. He's not prepared.
Hey, you know what? As long as he can support the kids, we'll let him in with a T-shirt on.
That's wonderful. So this is going to be held at the Rex in Leonardtown?
Yes, ma'am. In the Rex, the new Rex Theater in Leonardtown. You can find tickets at cpcball23.eventbrite.com, I believe. If that's wrong, I will send you a text message with the correct one.
I'll put it in the chat. I have it on my cell phone. Thank you so much, BJ. Hope you sell out. Oh, Mark, did you have a question?
No, I didn't. I was just going to jump in. Thank you, BJ. And hope you have a great event.
Roger that. Thanks, you all.
BJ.
Bye.
So I was going to jump in, and last weekend we had a big event take place. Our own Jackie Saxton was elected chairman of the Maryland Young Republicans. We all deserve a hand for that. We're all pleased to see that happen, and I guess actually all of us were there too, appropriately enough. Jackie, just a few words about it. Obviously, you're taking over. You had a very strong remarks that you shared when you were elected as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I'm excited. I've already gotten calls from people saying, "Oh, I see you're hitting the ground running." I'm like, I don't know why you expected anything else. I've had calls today and yesterday. We already have 3 new chapters getting ready to form, a couple more getting ready to reinvigorate themselves that have been a little bit dormant for the past couple of years. We're working on some great events. We're working on a crab feast in Talbot County. We're working on a day of service in memory of Dave Perez. We're working on a legislative summit that will take place in Western Maryland prior to next year's session. We just had so many exciting things and people who are just incredibly excited to get involved. It's truly humbling and an honor to be able to step up and lead this amazing organization. Me and my national committee members, Kira Bender and Cross Ritchie, will be heading out to Cleveland, Ohio next weekend to show off Maryland to the rest of the organization. And it looks like our next guest has joined us. It's Maryland Republican Jewish Council President Josh Safran and Treasurer Andrew Koch. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, everybody.
So, what's the Jewish Council up to? Or Andrew, what are we kvetching about today?
Well, I just posted a kvetch today, actually, because yesterday was the tax filing deadline for federal tax returns and also for most state tax returns, including Maryland. And a survey by the Pew Research Center found that of taxpayers in the lowest bracket, 1 out of 7 of them feel that they aren't paying enough in federal taxes. And that is the group that can least afford to pay more in taxes. And that shows just how poor a job we are doing by not providing more in the way of financial education and financial literacy in our schools, from the elementary school level all the way up to higher education. There really isn't, anywhere you go in this country, there really isn't much in the way of anything that educates students on things like balancing a checkbook, how to use credit responsibly, or even in my case, since I'm a tax professional, what goes into preparing a tax return and what affects a tax return.
Well, I'll throw that to Lily. Lily is our resident college student here. How much of what he just listed do you know how to do?
I fortunately know how to do it. I had my mom, who is definitely a help with getting through it, but unlike a lot of people my age, I was on top of it. I did not wait until yesterday to file. There were definitely a lot of students that were rushing around at McKeldin trying to get their taxes printed because they didn't know what TurboTax was. But no, I think it's yes. No, I think it's definitely.
Have they been living under a rock?
Yep, some of us are, but no, I think it's definitely something that the school should incorporate, and we just haven't seen it. And I know there is a push on campus here at the University of Maryland to try to get established some sort of financial literacy within the general education requirements. Because again, like I'm never going to use my humanities credit or my understanding plural societies diversity credit, but I will use my financial literacy credit. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would have loved a like how to be an adult 101 class. Like
And that's part of
auto
it.
loan for 2 weeks now, and it's not been going well.
No, you know it's bad that in our laundry room we have a step-by-step how to do laundry 101. That some people come to college and learn how to do their laundry.
On deck, we have Tori Snow.
All right, well, Josh, why don't you fill us in? What's going on a little bit in the Jewish world, and what's up with the Jewish community?
Well, yesterday ended Yom HaShoah, which is Israel's International Holocaust Remembrance Day. The one for America and basically the rest of the world was back in January. And with that, we did see a lot of American politicians, including the president and members of the squad, using the opportunity to virtue signal a lot of things against the Jewish community or whitewashing or just basically erasing the Jewish community. You had Jamal Bowman and Ayanna Pressley pushing for the defunding of Israel and the Iron Dome, which is ridiculous. You had Biden essentially all lives mattering the Holocaust on the day that's actually meant to remember the Jewish victims of the Holocaust.
Who are the primary targets.
Yeah, it's insane. And then, of course, we see additional attacks against Jews in the Jewish community all throughout America, including in Vegas. An autistic teenager, actually had a swastika carved into his back. This is a Jewish student attending a Las Vegas public school, had a swastika carved into his back.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrifying. When you sent that to me, I was dumbfounded. Well, how can people get involved with the Maryland Republican Jewish Council? And then we'll let you two go.
Well, people can reach out to myself, Andrew, Jackie. We're very active on Facebook. Andrew tends to keep us very relevant with his daily kvetches. And we would love to get involved and either educate or build a relationship with anybody who is willing to have us.
Yeah, so local clubs and central committees, definitely call us.
And
Absolutely.
also next week, Israel Week will conclude with Yom HaZikaron, Israel's Memorial Day for soldiers killed in action and for victims of terrorism. And this year has already been a particularly deadly year for Israeli Jews being murdered in acts of terrorism. And then finally, Yom HaTzmaut, Israel's 75th birthday, will be on Tuesday of next week.
Right. Thank you for bringing it up to a high note, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for jumping
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Now on deck, we have Todd Lawrenson, and we've got Tori Snow. And Delegate Chris Tomlinson has jumped on. So why don't we just start with, we'll start with Chris first, then Todd, and then Tori. How's that?
Perfect. What's up, Chris?
Delegate
Chris,
Tomlinson, can you hear us? I don't
Nope.
think Chris can hear us.
Okay.
We'll jump to
Okay.
Tori.
Yeah, am I on?
Oh, there's Chris.
Oh, there's Chris.
Oh, yeah, I can
Hey,
hear you.
Chris, can you hear us?
Cool.
Okay. You got a
Hey,
weak signal, that's all.
Delegate Tomlinson made a rather big announcement.
Yes.
Would you like
Hey,
to
how you guys
make
doing?
that public again?
It's a slight delay. It's just a slight delay.
Okay.
Okay, you're up to 3 bars.
I can hear you guys.
All right, I'm going to say, why
There
don't
you
we...
go.
Great.
Okay,
When you
so-
made a big announcement, do you want to share with the group? Maybe not.
I'm going to tell you, Chris.
Hey, Chris, you got all 4 bars. I don't know what's happening.
All right. I'm gonna make an executive call here. Let's jump to Tori, and then we'll jump back to Chris.
Well, Todd's also waiting too.
Awesome. Is everyone able to hear me?
Hey, Tori, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Well, thanks so much for welcoming Tori Snow. I have a number of hats, but tonight I'm wearing my President of the Frederick Douglass Foundation of Maryland hat, and really, really excited to be part. So, what am I doing? Am I just giving a pitch for why
Yes.
everybody should donate $100,000 to the Frederick Douglass Foundation? No. Well, so actually, I did want to talk a little bit about FDF Maryland and provide a little context for what's been happening and where we're headed in the near future. As many of you know, one of my other hats is the host of WBAL, the host of the Tori and Dan show every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5. I say that a lot. But part of me taking that role on, there were a lot of questions about how that would impact my involvement with community activism and specifically with FDF Maryland. So there's no delicate way of saying it in combination with the pandemic and in me trying to figure out, what I was allowed to do and what I was not to do. FDF has been active but quiet. And when I say quiet, I mean we have not really been out like doing public events. We didn't do our Juneteenth event that we, historically have done. But that's because we've been organizing, we've been internally strategizing and figuring out how we make a dent in some of our 4 major areas of interest, which are strengthening the Black family unit, supporting academic opportunity for all, encouraging healthy economic development, and supporting criminal justice reform in the context of the law. Recent current events have opened up several opportunities for us to begin to start getting involved, including a concerted push to build an appetite for school choice-oriented initiatives. If you are familiar with the circumstances in Baltimore City, the door is wide open. We've been building some relationships and some partnerships. As a matter of fact, you may have recognized an op-ed from a relatively well-known social media influencer / statesman / scholar, Delano Squires. He wrote an op-ed entirely about Baltimore City schools at the request of the Frederick Douglass Foundation of Maryland. So that's the kind of influence that we're continuing to build in that arena. We're also continuing to try to figure out what we're going to do about violent crime in Baltimore City. A lot of us are extraordinarily frustrated, not just at the fact that the Maryland General Assembly went 90 days without advancing a single piece of meaningful legislation to address violent crime that has predominantly impacted our, we'll use the left term, Black and brown youth. Many of you may have seen the statistics from the Pew Research Center showing that 83% of incidents of gun violence involving Black young children are homicides. Think about that. They are homicides, not suicides, not accidental shootings. Someone is pointing a firearm at a Black child and killing them, not attempting to kill them, actually killing them. That is 83% of the incidents happening at a rate of 5 times higher than other demographics. So this is an area that is of extreme interest to the Frederick Douglass Foundation of Maryland, continuing to try to think about what our strategy is going to be for influencing that arena. More practically, there's an issue in Anne Arundel County that we're tracking. One of our members, Latoya Congolo, you may have recognized her name. She was nominated for a specific position in Anne Arundel County to serve on a commission and was rejected by the Democratic county executive with no explanation given. Now, if you know Latoya, she's highly credentialed, she's highly qualified, overqualified, and in a state in which Governor Moore has been constantly touting the desire to serve, and he wants all hands on deck and wants everyone to serve, we believe that County Executive Stuart Pittman needs to answer for why he rejected Latoya Congolo. So we're actively working to organize a press conference / protest at the City Council chambers on May the 1st. So that's just a few of the things. Am I missing anything else, Nicole?
No, you got it all, Chief. You got it all.
Yeah. So, any questions?
Mark, you got anything?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
jumping on.
Tori.
Thanks for the
Yes.
invitation.
Yeah. Next up is Delegate Chris Tomlinson, who just finished up his first tour as a freshman delegate in Annapolis. How'd you like it?
It was interesting. I don't know if I'd recommend it to everybody. But no, it was overall, it was a good experience. I mean, obviously we are extremely outnumbered, about 3 to 1. And they, the the major bills, whether it's the abortion or the gun bills. I mean, if they're dead determined to pass them, there's a good chance they're going to get through. But I think some of the things that don't make the headlines are there were some really terrible. Believe it or not, there are some also really terrible bills that did not get through. And the press doesn't usually like to highlight that because, God forbid, the Democrats don't get all the glory. But there were some bad bills that we were able to either crush in committee or run the clock out on the floor on the final day. So it wasn't all bad. I'm trying to stay positive here.
And Chris, you had some great personal news come out this week. Did you want to share that with our watchers?
Yeah. So not only did I start my first session, but my wife pretty much was pregnant my entire first session. So she's just gotten her second trimester. So her first trimester was pretty much my entire 90-day. So I already nominated for worst fathers. So I've got to make it up in the second and third trimester.
Molly is a whole rock star. She's a whole rock star. You married well, my friend.
Actually, what's going to be worse is come next session when you go back to Annapolis and you say, "Sorry, dear, it's all on you now." I got to tell you, you're gonna lose half the votes in Carroll County for that.
I get about three solid months, and then session starts. Yep.
Moms for Liberty is going to be coming after.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about it. I mean, we've talked about some of the bills. Where kind of you mentioned you were looking to highlight some of the more positive bills. Do you have some successes that you want to highlight?
So bills that I passed or bills that
you think were deserve special attention, positive.
And you had a couple that you did pass that I think that you should highlight.
Yeah. So as far as terrible bills go that did not get through, there was a big one that was going to strip police officers of their qualified immunity, which is a pretty big deal. And that one ended up getting completely ripped down to the bone. And in fact, it was amended so much that they actually had to change the entire title because it didn't do what the title said it was going to do. It basically now is just a report. I mean, it doesn't do anything closely related to what it was going to do. So that is a win because that was something that for law enforcement was really high on their watch list. There was a bill that this is something that I was not familiar with until probably about 3 or 4 months ago, but there's this whole push that men, I guess we should use that term loosely, don't get or their brains do not develop until they're 25, and it's particularly young men. It's not young women. Women, I guess they have fully developed brains at 16 and they're smart from there on out, but apparently, guys, we're stupid till we're 25. Research. So there was a bill put in to say that if you were under 25, you could not be found guilty of first-degree murder. It just was just totally, not even considered. So yeah, if you're under 25, and first-degree murder is the worst of the worst. It's not just we had an argument and somebody killed the other person. No, it involves burning down a house, rape, some really terrible stuff. And that bill, that was one of the bills that did not get out and was not passed. Another bill was a bill that was going to redefine what a drug kingpin is, which I didn't even realize a kingpin was a legal term until session. But you were going to be allowed to be able to carry, because marijuana is legal to at a certain point. They were trying to say that you would be allowed to carry up to 50 pounds. Once you got to 50 pounds, that's when it's illegal.
Wow.
And we had law enforcement come in and they're like, do you know what 50 pounds of marijuana looks like? That's not somebody recreational. I mean, that would be somebody recreationally using maybe, for the rest of their life supply, even maybe. So those are some of the bad things that actually did not pass and that we were able to work on in committee and run out the clock on the floor. So those are, I would list them as successes. Personally, I got 2 bills passed, one of which I think is definitely going to help with hopefully some of our future endeavors with municipal elections. I know that Nicole and our friend Maria, those are things that they, winning municipal elections was a real big, big priority for the party. And one of the big problems that when Nicole and Maria were trying to do research to figure out, okay, we want to try to get people to run for these seats. The first thing you want to know is, well, how did the last race go? How many people showed up to vote? What kind of number of votes do you have to get to win?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, because the State Board of Elections does not manage municipal elections, they don't keep track of the results. And actually, I just the other day realized I was trying to find. I was helping a guy who's running in my local town, and I was trying to find results, and I couldn't find it. I was having a lot of trouble finding the results in the previous couple elections. Mm-hmm. Well, my bill now, and it passed, and I got a lot of Democrat support on it because they also were like, "Wait, you're telling me this isn't a thing?" Now all 157 municipalities will have to send over their election results to the state board. So there'll be one place on the state board elections where you can go on and see all the municipal election results from here on out. I mean, I wish this had been going on for years, but at least starting in, I guess it won't cover races going on, at least not, right this moment, this spring, but it should hopefully affect races going on after this fall. Moving forward, so there'll be one place for people to see the results till the end of time. So
that's awesome, Chris.
It's a win. It's definitely a win because we were calling like the clerk and waiting for her to come in office, and hopefully she had a scratch pad somewhere with some numbers on it.
Yeah,
this is a big win for everybody in the state. Transparency, counts.
Yeah, and that's how I sold it to the Democrats. I mean, who's against that? But yeah, I mean they. There was only three municipalities. It was Baltimore City, Hagerstown, and I think Cumberland were the only 3 who their results could be found on the
website. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, well, Chris, we'll have to have you back on to do like a full legislative recap because I know you have so much good stuff to share. But
he is our guest next month for First Thursday at the Only Mama Lucia's. So you can
join us.
Shameless plug.
And Chris is one of the original doctors.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, congratulations again to you and Molly, and we'll see you next month.
All right, cool. Thanks for letting me join. Have me back anytime.
See you soon, friend.
Cool. All right, thanks.
All right. So go ahead.
Our next guest is Todd from Allegheny County. And we got the Chiron going where you can where there's a link to go buy tickets. Thank you, Todd, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know with a Lincoln Day dinner this week, you got to be crazy busy this week.
No, hey, thank you for having me. Thank you all. And it's hard to follow up, the Father of the Year and the Frederick Douglass Foundation. Obviously, everyone is supportive of everything that's going on. I'm just here, as Mark said, to do a shameless plug and let everyone know that our Lincoln dinner, our 23 Lincoln Day dinner is happening this Saturday at 5:00 in Cumberland. Our speaker is Mark Schiffinelli, who is a former Green Beret, a former CIA intelligence officer. He's written a new book, that whole thing. So I'm just here to invite anybody who is free this Saturday and who has not already purchased the ticket. We have a website. It's kind of a complicated address though. So rather than give that, I'm just going to give out my phone number to anybody that doesn't have it, if anyone is interested in coming. Dwight had the nerve to go and injure his back and get hurt after he paid for a full sponsorship at our dinner. So I'm going to put it out there that the first 4 or 5 people that are interested that want to call me, I'll give you Dwight's tickets for free. Because they're already paid for. So anyone else after that will let me know. But I'm going to give my phone number. It's 301-268-5168. Again, 301-268-5168. We would love to have everybody there. It's going to be a great time. We usually get a lot of compliments on attendance at our dinner, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I need to say Spiro Agnew sent you, right?
That's right. That's right. Just
So
put the
Todd-
money in the drawer.
Todd, rumor has it that some folks are going up to the dinner and then going axe throwing afterwards.
I heard that rumor as well, and I hope that it's true, because that's going to be a really great time. I mean, the heck with the dinner. You can take the one thing we love in Allegheny County is weapons of any kind at all. We are pro Second Amendment, whether that means guns or axes or old grenades that your grandfather brought home from World War II. We don't care. We are in favor of destruction. So yes, we're going to go axe throwing in Cumberland afterwards. And if you don't have a great time doing that, then you're allergic to fun.
I don't know what's going
All
on.
about the after party.
And by the way, while you're in Cumberland, you can see the very beginning of the CNO Canal.
That's right.
And Cumberland's
yes,
a beautiful city.
The other end of the canal is in Cumberland. Now, it is not watered like the Georgetown end, but it's still pretty nice. And it's actually right near the axe throwing place. You could walk there if you wanted to.
Also, right in the axe throwing place is like the one synagogue in all of Allegheny County.
Yes, I remember. We walked right past it last time, Jackie.
And you got the train station there too. I mean, first time I ever went to Allegheny County was in 2006. I just had to pull over to take pictures off of 68.
It is
at
very
that
beautiful.
Sitco station. Very beautiful, very picturesque.
Well, I think we interrupted. I'm not sure if Todd was making dinner or folding laundry, but we're definitely interrupting something.
No, I'm in the kitchen, but my oven's acting up. So Nikki's standing at the other end of the hallway, tapping her foot, wondering when we're going to have dinner. So
we'll let you go. Well, we will see you this Saturday, Todd.
Absolutely.
Go
Thank
buy
you.
your tickets.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And how many free tickets are you giving away, Todd?
I think there's 5 left.
Get
and
them
they
while
need to
they're
call
hot.
you for that, right?
That's right. Yeah. Call 301-268-5168.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Appreciate
Bye,
it.
Todd.
Bye.
All right, Dwight, who do we have next?
Next we have is our friend Marquita Bushrod from Blexit, Maryland. First Blexit National.
Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Our absolute pleasure. So what's going on in Blexit world? I hear there's a lot that's happening with Blexit and Turning Point USA.
There is a lot. So Blexit last month actually merged with Turning Point USA. So I am the Assistant State Director for Maryland. We plan partnerships and do a lot of advocacy work in the community and just letting people know that we're there, to spread the message surrounding the Blexit pillars, specifically advocating for school choice and making sure that people are aware that there are other options within the school system. Additionally, we're concerned with advocating for history programs so that people in the urban and minority communities know where they came from. Those are just some of the reasons why I joined, because what I'm interested in aligns with those pillars. So with the merger, we're very curious to find out how Blexit's interest in the urban communities is going to blend with Turning Point USA and the reach that they have in the high schools and college universities. So we're awaiting additional information. I'm very anxious and excited to see what the possibilities are for gaining our influence, specifically in the college and university space, and trying to reach some of the urban and minorities in those spaces.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Maryland has quite a few HBCUs. I'm sorry, can you guys hear me? Maryland has quite a few HBCUs, and that would be a really good way to kind of get Blexit's foot in the door at some of the HBCUs and do some education pieces before they graduate and enter into the workforce. I'm super excited for what you guys are doing. Love that you took a few minutes out of your schedule. Marquita was a last minute text message. She was doing homework with her daughter. She's like, Marquita, jump on. We need you quick. Jump on.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. It was definitely a pleasure.
Awesome. Thanks, Marquita.
Thank you.
See you
So
later.
I got our next person I'm going to throw it to. Liliana made quite an announcement, big splash in the CR circles on Tuesday. So Lily, what do you have going on?
Yes. So for the last year, I've been at the University of Maryland, and I've learned a lot. seen how much of a struggle it is being a Republican on campus, and really found my group and saw that when you have like-minded Republicans that are on campus and there's a presence, it's so much easier to speak out. Which is why I would like to bring that statewide, and I've decided to run for chair of the Maryland Federation of College Republicans. And I'm so excited to go into the convention and hopefully win, and get the ground running and really revamp the entire organization and uplift it.
Fantastic. When's the election?
As soon as Bradley plans it.
Let's not roll Bradley under the bus. Let's not do that.
And also, Liliana put on an awesome event with Governor Earth last Monday.
Yes, we were fortunate enough. The UMD College Republicans, we hosted Governor Bob Ehrlich. He gave a great. It wasn't as much of a speech as it was a dialogue with all of the members, and we really gained a lot. Being able to converse with the governor, and we had some members that were challenging some of the things that he was saying, and he really enjoyed that dialogue to the point where he said, "Hold up, we're gonna wait for pizza. We're gonna finish this and then we'll eat." but no, it was a great event. I know we learned as much as the governor did, and it was a fine event. And I'm very proud. Very proud.
I mean, I was in the audience for that, but there was really great give and take. And I think the governor really enjoyed that because there was, push and pull as you described, but friendly discussion, which is what college really should be all about, right?
Absolutely.
It should.
Well, let's see. Nicole, you're planning an event.
I am. For the Maryland Black Republican Council, we are celebrating 50 years of service to the MDGOP. We're going to have on June 30th, none other than Congressman Wesley Hunt, West Point graduate, Apache helicopter pilot, and super yoked congressman from outside the Houston area. He's a frequent visitor on the Ruthless podcast. So if you're a Ruthless fan, you know exactly who I'm talking about. If you're not a podcaster and kind of looking for something that you would know Wes Hunt from, it would be his conversations in the House talking to Democrats, explaining to them that not everything is racist. Sometimes it's just wrong, but it doesn't necessarily make it racist. So I really am looking forward to having him. He's a fun guy. It should be a great time. Again, it's going to be on June 30th at the Crown Plaza in Annapolis. More details to follow, but save the date.
Awesome. And then third vice chair Dwight Patel also.
We've got a bunch of stuff coming. We've got the annual Red, White, and Blue dinner with South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, and tickets are the crazy low price of $225. $225. Mm-hmm. But you can get a table for $2,000. VIP tickets are insane. $1,500. Only, what can you get for $1,500 in the age of Biden inflation this day? $1,500 isn't even a down payment on a car these days.
That's like half a class at the University of Maryland.
Exactly. But you get to hang out with the who's who of the MDGOP and Governor Kristi Noem for $1,500. Really, can you put a price on that realistically? And yes. Come on, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's our big fundraiser. It's at the BWI Marriott. Mm-hmm. And we also have the State Party Convention, June 9th and 10th at the Arundel Preserve Hotel. Come on out Friday night and stay for Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. There is a lot of, those are always a lot of fun. Friday nights are always a lot of fun. We also have a great speaker. Get your tickets early because tickets may be sold out.
And obviously on the crawler beneath our pictures is we have the links for those who want to sit with the Montgomery County Republican Club table. Tables. There are lots of ways that you can participate, but for our audience, we'd love to see you come and join us as well at our table.
And we've already got we're already more than halfway full with our first table. We got 7 tickets sold already, so chop everyone.
Tickets are going fast. We've got 3 tables already sold. 3 tables already sold. So get your tickets now. This is the event, as Dwight has said, changing hats from BRC to state party. This is the major fundraiser for the state party. So if you're not someone who's a grassroots enthusiast, that we can't call on you to knock on a door or talk to a neighbor about a vote. If you're not that interested, but still want to help the party, come on out, have a great dinner, listen to a great speaker, and hobnob with the rest of the Republicans in the state. It is well worth the investment.
And it's a great location. If you're a member of Congress and you want to stop by the way, Friday night for the convention, hotel is right by BWI Airport, so hang out with the MDGOP and then catch your flight at 9 o'clock to go wherever you're from.
All right. Well, this has been, I would say, probably one of my favorite episodes of Direct Line that we've done in a good long while.
Me too. Agreed.
Hey, we still have 6 minutes to burn, so.
Man.
So I figured we'll talk about, we'll take time to talk about a couple of things that are happening. Sarah King is a fan of yours, I believe, Liliana.
Yes, I know Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
So can I do a quick plug for MFRW Springboard? Lily,
Sure.
You have the dates for that, for the Springboard?
Yes, so April 29th, it's a Saturday in Queen Anne's County. We'll be having our board of directors meeting. You can go to mfrw.org or go on the Facebook or Instagram and find the link. And then after the board meeting, we will be having we'll have a wine event. I will not be drinking the wine, but you can come along, have some non-alcoholic beverages if you're young and can't drink wine.
Wait a minute, are Democrats going to be there? You said they're going to have a wine fest. Are Democrats coming to this thing?
No,
You said wine.
W-I-N-E, not W-H-I-N-E.
Okay.
But definitely come out. We'd love to see you, even if you don't want to stay for the board meeting and just want to come out to the wine event. It'll be a great time. We have some great speakers. We have Tiffany Waddell that works for the NGA. We have Jeannie Hadaway-Riccio, who's the former secretary of DNR. We have the chairman of the Maryland GOP, Nicole Harris. It'll be a great lineup of some strong Republican women, and we'd love to see you there.
So it's fair to say, Dwight, that you may, stumble a little on whether they have wine, but they probably won't be having Bud Light.
Definitely not.
That's
We definitely won't be doing that.
None of that.
Mark
None
with
of
the
that.
timely reference.
Which is I confess I'm really kind of smug about the fact because my favorite beer is Yingling, and Yingling is very much the Yingling
Mark,
family.
this is a Maryland event, so it's going to be
Well,
Natty
no, but-
Bo.
Yeah, this Pennsylvania beer that stays up above the Mason.
It's Natty Bo and Utz potato chips in Old Bay.
But
That
Yingling
is-
put out a great counter tweet that was like, because it's just good American-made beer. And it's just the beer bottle with the American flag in the background, like this.
And actually, the Yinglings, Dick Yingling, has been a strong supporter of the Republican Party, particularly in Pennsylvania. But they're very good Republicans. So we'll slip that little plug in there.
Well, since we have that plug, can I piggyback on that? There's going to be Yingling in Worcester County on that same Saturday, the 29th. We are going to host former Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller. He is the United States, former U.S. Marine Corps who blew the whistle on the botched Afghanistan. I'm blanking. Withdrawal. Thank you, Jackie. So he's going to be there. He has a new book. He's going to talk about what he's learned, what has happened, clear up some of the myth from the truth. It is $50. It's going to be at the Ocean City Golf Club. This is not Worcester County's Lincoln Day dinner. This is just a really great event for gentlemen who may be dropping their wives off in Queen Anne and coming on down the road to have some Yingling and talk to this gentleman who has a very unique story. So if you are interested in that, again, $50, you can reach out to me directly. I'd be happy to hook you up with Andrew Hobbs and Dell down in Worcester County. My email is firstvicechair@mdgop.org.
Is that first FIRST or the number one and then an ST?
The full word, Jackie, the full word.
All right. Well,
important questions though. Important questions.
For
It'd
sure.
be more fun if they just played, they just took a guess and see which, if it bounced back, they have a 50-50 chance. It's not that hard.
Well, I think because we started a few minutes early, we can say that we had a great time. We're going to wrap up. Thank you to every single person who jumped on last minute and made this, I would say, one for the books. And we sprung this on Mark in the last minute. We jumped on guess what we're doing tonight.
And don't forget to call Todd up if you want one of his 5 free tickets. And don't forget to buy a ticket.
Dwight a thank you gift.
He likes pizza. Send pizza.
Lots and lots of pizza. Send jelly beans. He loves jelly beans.
He loves dough rollers.
Yes, I do. And I don't just like any jelly bean, like pedestrian jelly beans. I like Jelly Belly jelly beans.
All right. So
President Reagan's favorite.
Back next week with another incredible guest. Who do we have next week? Do we know?
Next week, we've got, we're working on a couple people, actually. There's, I've got the feelers out for a couple of people. I'm thinking maybe Governor Gilmore to talk more on Ukraine.
That'll be great. I also got a call from Matt Morgan, and he's trying to get Lauren Arkin to come on and do a legislative wrap up with them. So
it would be good. If you
we'd
were
love to have
at
him.
Saturday's YR convention, Lauren Arkin gave a firebrand of a
absolutely
that literally convinced somebody who was on the fence, who was at the convention, to change parties to Republican. So
wait, what were they doing there on the fence?
She was there to support me.
Recruiting. We believe in recruiting. Yep.
Yes. But I want to leave people with a couple. One thing, just want to remember, we just had a nice Easter holiday, so it's time to get back to work in Elect Republican. So
absolutely, what a great note to end on.
Get to work.
We'll be back next week. Thank you all for joining me, and have a great night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.